Hello, hello. How are we doing today? Welcome into Player Profile today. Today is Monday, May 13th, 2024. I am also not Matt Babbage. I decided to use his intro today because why not? But today we'll be talking about a lot in the news lately, a lot of the NFL or the NBA to NFL comparisons, NFL to NBA. We got Austin Rivers going at it, James Jones going at it. So I thought we might break down my perfect NBA to NFL lineup. So an entire NFL lineup, offense and defense, on today's episode. Also, we'll touch on the Jared Goff news as well, and all that is going to come up right after this. All right, first, let's just talk about the Jared Goff deal. Jared Goff got absolutely paid, and you know what? It's terrible preparation on my part because I should have had it pulled up, but sorry, let me find it real quick. So he gets $212 million, $170 million guaranteed 4-year deal. 80% of this contract is guaranteed. Like that, what just hats off to Jared Goff, man. Getting a bag, like if people want to make fun of the Kirk Cousins deal, like the Kirk Cousins deal is it's a little over 50% guaranteed. This is 80% guaranteed. So if Jared Goff, if his career, if he just starts playing bad, it's going to be really hard to move about that contract. But he deserved it. I mean, the way he's played the past 2 years, it kind of looked like his career was like just over after he got traded from the Rams to the Lions. So it's good to see Jared Goff, getting some run. Went to an NFC Championship game last year, about a half a football away from going to the Super Bowl. So I think Jared Goff, he's a good quarterback. He can, if you have a team around him, I think he can take you there. I mean, we've seen it with the Rams. We've now seen it with the Lions. So good for Jared Goff, man. And in terms of a dynasty perspective, like Jared Goff and Amon-Ra St. Brown are both tied to the Lions for like the next 4 years at least, 3, 4, 5 years at least. So in terms of dynasty, like Jared Goff is a buy. His price probably to be up a little bit more now because we do have that security of that contract. We know he's going to be a quarterback in the league for going forward here. So go get Jared Goff. Go get Amon-Ra. Jameson Williams, a sneaky buy. I know Jason Allwine is a major Jameson Williams fan. I was a huge J-Mo fan as well before the suspension. Kind of soured me a little bit, but tell you what, he got a lot more route participation toward the end of the year last year. I was at a Vikings-Lions game, and I had the under on Jameson Williams, and I was like, oh, he doesn't even come on the field. He only comes on the field for like gadget plays or like third downs. No, he was like their starting second wide receiver kind of toward the back half of the year last year. So I think J-Mo could have a really good season, this is going to be his first normal offseason, fingers crossed. So he's an electricity factory. He's got the juice, he can run routes. People think he's just fast. No, he can run routes too. So excited to see what comes out of James Williams. And then we got Jahmyr Gibbs, right? And Laporta. Just this entire Lions offense is primed to be, kind of in place for the next 3-4 years at least. So not a bad idea to invest in the Lions offense at all, whether it be in your dynasty startups, whether you're going to trade, maybe you sell high, anything like that. The Lions offense should be around to stay. Now let's pull up this NBA to NFL thing. So let me share my screen with you guys real quick. Go here. I don't know why it's doing this. Sorry. Give me 2 seconds here. There we go. Boom. Okay. So here we go. Now let me make this. We'll just keep it like this, actually. This looks good. So this is my starting offense for the NBA to NFL comparisons. And maybe I should can I zoom in a little bit here? You can see it just fine. So let me run through this. Now, I know like it's hard to find a lot of NBA players who are big, who weigh a lot. It's hard to find a 300-pounder in the NBA that's not 7 feet because that's just not the ideal build. So a lot of this starting O-line right here, we got Jokic. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Here, it keeps playing. Sorry, give me 2 seconds here. Boom, window. Here we go. All right, there we go. Back up now. Hopefully, okay. So we got Anthony. So we got Nikola Jokic at our left tackle, right? He's big body. He's got great footwork. He's an immovable force. You watch the Nuggets play the Wolves last night. Like he is just a post up strength footwork demon. That's his game. All the stuff you need to be a quality left tackle in the league. So I like him as our tackle, our franchise tackle, holding it down right there. Then we got Yusuf Nurkic, big body, weighs a lot. I literally looked up weight and kind of filtered that to round out my old line. So we got Yusuf Nurkic at guard, Kenny Lofton at center, another big body, a little shorter than most of these other 7-footers, but still looking good. And then we got the bully, Steven Adams. We're gonna run behind Steven Adams. Just feels like a nice old lineman right guard. Maybe could pull a little bit more mobile than some people think. So love him. Absolutely love him at guard right here. We got Andre Drummond, a little bit of a sneaky name some people forget about. Really athletic. I think he's a perfect candidate to be that right tackle. About 6'10", can jump out of the gym. Not that we need our right tackle to jump out of the gym, but he's an athletic freak. So we're going to put him at right tackle right here, used to boxing out. He's used to being in the trenches in the NBA. So this is a great spot for him on the gridiron. And then you look over here and we have our tight end, LeBron James. Now, these are all kind of, I'm just thinking like it's current players, but the current players in their prime. Like think about 2013 LeBron James. There was rumors that he was actually going to play for the Cowboys during that lockout season. And imagine LeBron James at tight end. He's a matchup nightmare in the NBA, where like the NBA has like some of the best athletes in the world. He would be a matchup nightmare in the NFL. Imagine I don't even know who's it, like Fred Warner could not guard LeBron James. That's just a fact. Like LeBron James might be the most special athlete specimen we've ever seen in just sports ever. 6'9", 250, runs like a deer. He's a perfect spot for tight end right here. I don't like him at wide receiver, but at tight end, we'll see how committed he is. The run blocking game, that's kind of where I worry about LeBron. But you know what? We're going to figure it out. Worst case scenario, we use him like a Pitts. Well, maybe a Pitts like a Kyle Pitts in 2024, where you can use him like Kelsey. We're going to use him like Dalton Kincaid, not really involved in the blocking game. Maybe I didn't write a 12 personnel tight end on here. Maybe that would have been somebody like Aaron Gordon, who actually is on this list as well a little bit later on. So we'll get to Aaron Gordon, but LeBron James at our tight end position. Now let's go to the backfield. Now Jalen Suggs, for those of you who may be unfamiliar, Jalen Suggs actually held a ton of D1 offers. He played quarterback in high school in Minnesota. He held D1 offers from the likes of Alabama, Ohio State, Michigan State, Notre Dame. Like, this guy was a beast in high school. He definitely could have been. The article I read said he legitimately could have gone first round of the NFL draft. So quarterback, this is a no-brainer here. I kind of wanted to get fun. I was thinking about putting Jokic at quarterback, because of the passing. He's one of the most, just best minds of the game. But Jalen Suggs, he fits the bill. It's hard to have a 7-footer. This would be Nikola Jokic as a quarterback would be like Big Ben on steroids, right? Like 7-foot version of Big Ben. Like, I don't know how you're going to bring him down, but he's not a threat outside the pocket. Nikola Jokic would not be. But Jalen Suggs, dual threat athlete, can sling the ball, can run it. Love him as our starting quarterback for this team. Now we go back here. We got Draymond Green as the fullback. Draymond, he's kind of got that build, a little taller than maybe our ideal fullback would be. But he's going to do it all. It feels like the only football player dumb enough to really, I'm just going to smack my head into everybody. I'm going to play fullback, the position nobody likes to play anymore. So I just feel like Draymond Green, good fullback. You got to be a real nasty kind of guy to play fullback. You can make the argument Draymond Green could be, maybe our guard, maybe our center, but that's up for debate. And then in our running back position, our halfback, we have Russell Westbrook. Now, you guys remember prime Russell Westbrook? Like, this dude is probably like one of the most athletic players to step foot in the NBA, around 6'3", about 220. It's kind of like his profile. So perfect running back candidate. Probably was the fastest guy in the NBA during his prime. So I don't even know who else you could put at running back. Like, it's Russell Westbrook, and then maybe you talk about guys from the past, maybe like John Wall or some people like that. But I think Westbrook's he's a little bit more built. I think he could hold up, be a real 3-down workhorse profile out of Russell Westbrook, 100%. So he just feels like an athlete, right? Whatever sport he plays, he's going to be good at. Definitely my candidate for our number one starting halfback. Now let's get to the receivers. We got a great compliment for some of these receivers. Now, the fastest dude in the NBA right now is without a doubt De'Aaron Fox. So he's going to be our flanker. He's going to be our F. He's going to be the one that's taking the top off the defense, kind of that Jameson Williams role, that Gabe Davis role, that who else you want to maybe talk about? Marquise Brown, Xavier Worley. He's not that fast. I wonder what his 40-yard dash would be, but he's probably going to be our speed guy, right? It feels like a great spot for him. Great hands. He's about 6'3", 6'2", and can absolutely fly. So De'Aaron Fox, our flanker receiver. And then at our X, we have Anthony Edwards. Now, Anthony Edwards did play football in high school. He played receiver, tight end, whatever you want to call it. And he was an animal. He was an absolute animal at receiver in high school. You've seen the clips of him throwing the ball a little bit, catching the ball. Like, I think there's no doubt in my mind Anthony Edwards could have been like Keon Coleman. This is maybe Keon Coleman with a little more juice, about 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", somewhere in that area, and just an uber athlete. He's got an insane vertical, some decent speed. We'll see what the route running may look like, but you know what? Just feels like a prototypical X receiver coming out in this offense. And in our slot, we got John Morant. Like, John Morant, uber athlete, a little bit smaller, but for the NFL, I mean, you can almost consider him as a big slot, kind of like a Keenan Allen-ish body type, about 6'1", 6'2", somewhere in that area, can jump out of the gym. Feels like he's got some really, like, probably the most agile and like player in the NBA. He's going to make you miss on a phone booth. I don't know why he keeps doing this. That's already my intro for my other stream. He's playing, which, by the way, will be live at 7 o'clock with Matt Babbage, which is why I actually did play his intro for a little bit there. But sorry, give me 2 seconds here. Boom. Okay, there we go. We're back up. So John Morant. Oh my God. Okay, you know what? We're gonna get to an ad real quick, because I'm gonna figure this out. So we're gonna get to an ad. We're talking about breakouts. Which NBA players could break out in the NFL? That's what we're talking about here. So it's only fitting that we talk about the breakout finder. So here's a word from the Podfather.
Oh, hey, it's Mr. Breakout Finder coming at you. The Breakout Finder features 3 key tools: a database of metrics that include speed score, college dominator, breakout age, but also Breakout Finder only stats like dynamic score, level of competition, teammate score. All of these things are part of the overall Breakout Finder algorithm that pinpoints the probability that a player will break out. Everyone's talking about my model does this and my model does that. Well, we give you the data points that go into the model. We have a feature that lets you compare players, and then we give you the precise probability of every wide receiver, every running back, sorted and filterable by class year. So when I'm talking to my friends and I need to show them why I'm so bullish on player X, I pull out the Breakout Finder and bam, there he is. So go to the App Store, go to Google Play. It's $5 to get the Breakout Finder, and then a couple extra bucks to get some of these additional enhanced stats. Go download it and thank me later.
There we go. Go get the Breakout Finder. You heard it from him. It's absolute awesome feature that we offer here at Player Profile. Now let's get into the defense, baby. Defense wins championships, and I'll tell you right now, this defense is looking mighty nice. Now I get there may be some concerns with this line right here, but hear me out. It's really hard to find players that are shorter and stockier and weigh a lot. It's not hard. Like you could maybe you put Jaylen Brown at DN, right? 6'6", whatever. Maybe that's the move. But just it's an exercise. We're just trying to have some fun. So I put Wemby and Rudy Gobert at my 2 DNs. We're in a 3-4 right here. And hear me out. Like, I get that they're like 7 foot. They're probably going to get shot blocked. Like I understand that, but like, here's what I'm saying. Just imagine, like 3rd and 10, and you got Wembanyama pass rushing, and you don't even need him to get to the quarterback. He can just damn near reach over the offensive tackle or the offensive guard and just kind of grab the quarterback with all that length. Same thing with Gobert, but like putting Wemby with his hands up, Gobert with his hands up, like batting balls and deflecting passes. Like, tell me anyone's going to get a pass off on this length that we got up front here. Wembanyama's like, he's going to block more shots in the NFL than he would in the NBA if he played DN. Now I'm scared about the run game. The run game is where we could run into some trouble with Wemby and Gobert here because they're really tall. They can be moved, I think, pretty easily, but it's because they're so tall. It's just they don't have the body to play DN. But pass rushing, that's where these guys would excel. Just batting balls. Maybe get a good move or two. I think this is a good spot for them. So like I said, this is kind of a fantasy. I'm just kind of dreaming up a scenario. So don't give me any crap for I understand the fact that they would probably get chop blocked and their ACLs would be gone and maybe 5 plays max. So I understand that. We got Aaron Gordon at nose tackle, just uber athletic. I think Aaron Gordon can actually be a really good nose tackle. There are some arguments for a tight end. He's a lob threat at all times, but nose tackle, man, I could see Aaron Gordon developing a nice set of pass rush moves from the interior, kind of like a Byron Murphy, probably taller than Byron Murphy. Not as big, but we put some muscle on Aaron Gordon, and I think he'd be a really good nose tackle at the next level. So love that here. Now we're gonna get to our edge rushers, our outside linebackers. Let's start with Julius Randle. Julius Randle hurt right now, so that's not great. But Julius Randle definitely, uber athlete, about 6'7", just athletic freak. I think he'd be really good as a pass rusher. But the one I'm really excited about, Zion Williamson, man. Zion Williamson as our pass rusher, that is just absolutely unbelievable. If we could have Zion in the NFL, I would love to see him rush the passer. Feels like he would have really good bend. He's one of the best athletes in the NBA at his current size. So Zion as our outside linebacker feels solid. I really like that pairing right there. Now let's move to inside linebacker. Inside linebacker, we have Desmond Bain. I spelled Desmond wrong. Apologies. And Josh Hart. Now, I was showing this list of some of my actual football coaching buddies, and we were talking about Lou Dort. Pat Mahomes actually said a couple days ago that Lou Dort could be a starting linebacker in the NFL. So I almost want to sub out, I would say, Josh Hart for Lou Dort. Love Josh Hart, about 6'3", about 215. We need to get a little bit more size on him to play inside linebacker, which is why I think Lou Dort should be at this left inside linebacker spot right here. But, Josh Hart, not afraid to get in the mix. Definitely has that attitude, that kind of that demeanor that he would really embrace being an inside linebacker. And the reason for Desmond Bain, Desmond Bain about 6'4", 6'5", somewhere in that area. And he is just, have you seen the arms and the biceps on Desmond Bain? Oh my goodness. I'm surprised he doesn't play football. He's like the biggest dude in the NBA at his size. He is absolutely jacked. He's strong. So I could definitely see him being an inside linebacker, maybe more in the run. Maybe Josh Hart's our sub linebacker. We're going to dime, and we're gonna have him play that hook curl kind of zone. So Josh Hart maybe as our sub linebacker, Desmond Bain run stopper. Kind of that. Who's a good comp for Desmond Bain? Maybe I don't even know. Not Fred Warner, because Fred Warner can do it all, but maybe more like a Ray Lewis. I don't want to compare to Ray Lewis, but that kind of just a run stopping inside linebacker, Patrick Willis, something like that, maybe. So Desmond Bain, absolutely huge. Now let's move on to the secondary. Now the secondary is interesting because you don't have a lot of 5'10", 6 foot dudes in the NBA, and if they are, they're uber athletic. I could see if we were doing all time players, I could have seen Allen Iverson being a really good corner, or he was an awesome quarterback in a high school. Everyone has seen those highlights. But for the corners, I pretty much I was just going by speed, right? Corners all about speed. So I put Scoot Henderson on there, about 6'1", 6'2", 6'3", uber athlete. Just came in the league this year. He's a rookie. Didn't have a great rookie year in the NBA, but I think he could find a spot for himself on an NFL roster at corner 100%. Donovan Mitchell was actually out tonight, unfortunately, for the Cleveland Cavaliers. But I mean, Donovan Mitchell in his peak prime, one of the best athletes in the NBA. I could definitely see him making the transition over to corner. And then Tyrese Maxey, another young dog, really fast, good technique, loves the game. He loves playing basketball. I could definitely see him just love playing in the NBA, in the NFL too, excuse me. So love our cornerback room right here. And then our last position group, Jimmy Butler and Jalen Green, manning out of the safeties. Jimmy Butler, he actually talked about playing football. He said if there's anybody, it was on the Team USA about, I think in 2016. Reporter asked him if he could play football, and he said if anybody in the league could go to the NFL, it would be me. So I think Jimmy Butler, kind of a strong safety type, maybe a Jamal Adams, Derwin James-ish kind of guy. He's gonna definitely involve himself in the run game. Maybe like a Palomalu kind of guy. I wouldn't say coverage would be his strong suit, but I think he could get away with it. Jimmy Butler could definitely be a nice in the box type of strong safety. So I love to see him in that position. Then Jalen Green, He doesn't weigh a ton. He probably weighs around, 180, 190. He's about 6'6", but he is an athlete, man. Let me tell you, like this guy, he can finish above the rim. So I think he'd be a great free safety. He's got a lot of length, a lot of range. I think he could cover a lot of the field. I don't know how his play recognition would be, but I mean that's just something you got to find out. So Jalen Green at our free safety, and that concludes the NBA to NFL comparison. Now I will go on record saying that because there's the thing between Austin Rivers. Austin Rivers said NBA players could definitely go to the NFL, and NFL players could not go to the NBA. James Jones obviously went back at him. There's a back and forth. If you haven't seen it, go on. Just type in James Jones and Austin Rivers on Twitter. You'll see their back and forth. They kind of went back at it, bringing up some personal shots. It was some fun beef. Almost it got underplayed though because the Kendrick and Drake beef is going on, but still a really fun exercise to kind of do. But I'm going to go on record and give my take on it right now. I 100% agree with Austin Rivers. There's no way these NFL, look at dudes so Drake London played basketball at USC. He played basketball, and obviously good in high school because he's a crazy athlete, but he didn't even he barely saw the floor. He might have averaged 0.8 points per game. He was an end of the bench guy, and he's considered probably one of the better receivers in the NFL, but he couldn't even sniff playing time on his college team. Same thing with Keon Coleman. Yeah, we saw Keon Coleman's high school highlights, but he didn't do anything at Michigan State, one of the best basketball schools in the country. If he was that good, he probably would have played a little bit. And now people will talk about Antonio Gates and Tony Gonzalez and guys like that. And Jimmy Graham, I promise you those guys would have not came anywhere near the NBA, especially back then. They just it was not going to work for them. More power forward type, 6'5". You can't be a 6'5" power forward in the NBA with no jump shot. It's not going to fly. It's not going to fly. So I just don't see how any NFL player, I don't even know if there's an NFL player that could be in the NBA. I'm being so serious. But NBA, you're telling me Anthony Edwards couldn't go to the NFL? 100% he could. I think LeBron James could go to the NFL. NBA has some of the most special athletes in the world. Now, NFL athletes are special in their own way, but basketball is a much more of a skill type of sport. It's not a sport where you can just, show up and win on athleticism alone. You have to be skillful in basketball. You have to be able to shoot. You have to be able to put the ball on the floor, passing, all that thing. And the NFL, more or less, you can get by on just athleticism alone, more or less, right? There's obviously we've seen athletes be not successful in the NFL, but I think the transition from the NBA to the NFL would be a lot easier than the NFL to the NBA. And that's my take on it. I don't see how that's even up for debate. I don't see how it's up for debate, but it was fun to go through this exercise. So we got these guys right here on defense. Let's tap into the offense real quick. We got, this O-line, this O-line's getting chop blocked. They're good at the defensive tackles in the real NFL. They're diving at these guys' knees, right? We got to really harp on technique for this offense. Really harp on technique. I love the John Morant could 100% be in the NFL. De'Aaron Fox 100%. Russell Westbrook in his prime. Oh my God! Don't even talk about it. And Jalen Suggs, like I said, Jalen Suggs actually could have probably gone to the NFL. Like I said, real offers, legit offers from Ohio State, Alabama, Michigan State, Notre Dame. Those are big time programs that were offering him out of high school. So Jalen Suggs definitely the QB. That's not even a debate here, but it's really fun to go through this exercise. I would have loved to see LeBron be in the NFL for one season. That would really put this whole thing to bed. But LeBron probably one of the most special athletes ever in the history of any sport. So I think there's no doubt in my mind that he definitely could have adjusted there. But thanks for hanging out with us today. Again, in about 36 minutes at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, we're going to be live on my channel at PPR Tyler. We're going to be doing a Best Ball Mania 5 draft with the one, the only Matt Babich at, again, 7 p.m. Central. So come hang out with us there. We will see you next Monday. We'll see what shenanigans we'll be talking about next Monday. But thanks for hanging out, and everyone have a great, great rest of your night. NBA players cannot go to the NFL. NFL players can go, or NBA players can go to the NFL. NFL players cannot go to the NBA. That is final. See you later.
From the Podfather to you, I deeply appreciate you tuning in. And many ask, what can I do? What can I do to help support the hosts, the research they do, the production costs? Go to playerprofiler.com, Dynasty Deluxe, World Famous Draft Kit, Rankings, DFS Dominator, and of course, data analysis. Subscribe to any one of those, and you support all of us and take Player Profiler to the moon.